a different coat. That looks a better fit on her. Oh, look, that's perfect, that one she's got on actually. That looks really smart as well. Like a little barber coat, isn't it? Oh yes, you like that, don't you, Boo-Boo?
I don't know what's wrong with her this morning. It's like Casanova.
No, Nora said he's... You know why I get upset? Because I know she's going to get dead distressed on Pig as soon as we get to the vets, and it upsets me.
Yeah, that's not favourite place, is it, for her?
You got Bobo?
Yeah.
Yeah? So I'll take her through. The scanner's just being used in the back at the minute.
Right.
So I'll take her through to the back and then I'll go about 150 through. Right, yeah? You okay if I just grab her?
Yeah.
Has she been alright? Has she been okay sort of in herself?
Yeah.
Yeah, no problems. Okay then, we won't be long. Okay. Thanks.
That's exciting words.
I don't think she'll be wearing this for much longer, do you?
Well. Oh, lads, I'm so excited. Babies, babies!
I'll just check your number and then the vet will give you a ring now. Is that all right?
Yeah.
The vet's going to speak to you about it now.
Oh, was he going to give us a ring on the phone?
Yeah, is that all right?
All right, so we go back in the car
If you
now.
just wait in the call while he speaks to
Yeah?
you.
Okay, that's
The
great.
things there, lovely.
Okay, that's fine. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, is this Miss Pickston?
It is, yeah.
Hi, Pickston there.
Oh.
Sorry for your wait there, I do apologise. Sorry, I got stuck at the other practice like a little bit longer than I thought I would do. I apologise to keep you waiting.
Okay.
So I've done Boo-Boo scan for you. So good news, all the puppies are still there and developing well, which is great. They've starting to develop their bones and their heart's starting to develop and looking nice and strong on the scan there. So that's fantastic. So no obvious problems there, like I say, with the pregnancy, which is really good news. So part of the scan that I do is I measure their skulls basically to try and get a rough estimate of what age they are. So from the calculation that I've done, it's come out at 52 days. And I think you said to Sarah last time that you made them up, that she was made on the 6th of December. Is that correct?
Yeah. We don't know the
It
exact
started
date.
with that week of the 6th.
That week of the 6th.
Yeah, there's mating quite a few times.
Yeah, I mean, from that date, it would put it more like, say, on a day or two afterwards. But like, say, it's quite common for, like, say, to take a day or two for the pregnancy to kind of take, as I say. So, as Sarah said, ideally we'd want to do that elective cesarean in her case because she's a French bulldog. So we do know that they tend to have more problems, like I say, in giving birth than other dogs, basically. So they can go into labour any time from day 58. So like I say, that's not too long, but the typical gestation length is day 65.
Right, okay. The second question I wanted to ask was, what number, in terms of percentage of bulldogs that labour naturally, I know that you're saying obviously because the size of them, they don't labour very well, but what percentage of French bulldogs do labour naturally without any complications?
It's a low percentage, so there's not been any exact studies done where they've let, 100 French bulldogs go into labour and they've counted the amount which have gone, if that makes sense. So there's probably not an exact date in terms of the ones which labour naturally. The percentage chance would be low because the problem is they have quite big, thick heads, so they're more likely to get stuck in the birth canal, and also because they're bulldogs, they don't tend to breathe as well as other dogs, so they can start to struggle during the labour process.
Right, so she's on day 52 and they normally give birth on day 65, so you're going to come back and speak to the other lady vet and come back to me with I think I'd like her to go into labour naturally, see how she gets on and then bring her straight in. So I will make preparations now for myself and people around me to start being with her in the evening, so during the day she's got someone, and in the evening, so at any time we can act quickly and bring her down. Ideally I'd like her to give birth naturally if she can. Brilliant, cheers, thanks for all your help, Nick, I appreciate it.
No problems at all, speak to you again.
Alright,
Bye-bye.
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 Hello guys and girls, welcome back to my YouTube channel. We are very excited as it's literally days away until my gorgeous little princess Boo Boo gives birth to her pup. So we've been debating on what type of birth ideally we'd like Boo Boo to have. We've watched so many YouTube videos and talked to so many people, including owners of French Bulldogs, vets, friends and family, and also looking at some experts on YouTube. I ideally would like Boo Boo to go into birth naturally and labour at home, but it's quite problematic for French Bulldogs, especially with Boo Boo, because she's quite small for the breed, and her hips are quite narrow as well. And as we all know, French Bulldogs have quite a large, solid, firmed skull, so there could be complications if she was to give birth naturally. So we've decided to book her in for an elective C-section on Tuesday. We're on Wednesday today, so less than a week to go. If she does come into labour naturally at home and she doesn't go into too many problems, it would be ideal, as we've got everything ready here. So I'm going to show you guys around the house. We've got the birthing box organised. We are going to corner off a section of a room and have it padded with plastic sheeting so that mum and pups can be isolated in a quiet room away from the other two dogs, so they have time to bond and nest properly. It's trying to find ways where you are hands-on and you're making sure that mum's got enough love, care, attention, and we've got the right provisions made for mum and also for babies without going overboard, because people go mad. And you can go onto all these websites, you can buy the whelping box, you can buy this kit, that kit, the other kit, spend hundreds, possibly thousands of pounds, and it really isn't necessary. Making sure that pups and mum, their safety is paramount. They've got the right food, they're in the right private secluded area, and they get lots of human not, I suppose, one-to-one observation to make sure that the puppies are continuously fed and they're rotated around mum's nipples. That's the main thing. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about the whelping box. Mark, my ex-husband, and the wonderful Leslie are going to be with Boo Boo throughout the birthing process, whether she has a C-section or natural birth, and they're going to be also working out like shift pattern to make sure that the babies and mum are looked after and observed on a one-to-one basis until the puppies are ready to get rehomed. So I'll show you the whelping box, guys. So I didn't really know what a whelping box was and the reason why you'd have a whelping box. People would say, really, why don't you just get a normal bed? So the whole point of the whelping box is that the puppies are self-contained. This is plastic, which is fantastic for sterilising, cleaning, wiping through. Inside the whelping box you will see some bars that go across around the edges, and this stops the mother from rolling back. So really, if you can put the mother into the corner of the whelping box with her back comfortably cushioned between the two bars, that will stop mum from rolling back and potentially rolling onto one of the pups. So inside here you can put a hot water bottle covered in a towel or something soft and furry, so mum is kept as comfortable as possible. Obviously mum will be observed. Mark, Leslie and myself are going to work in some type of shift work so that if anyone's tired, if one of the watchers, should I say, are tired, somebody else can come and step in to make sure that mum is comfortable, the area is sanitised and cleaned, but most importantly that mum has time with the pups. This is not a process for us to interact with the babies. When the babies are born, they'll be blind. Their main priority is to latch onto mum to be able to have that sense of being maternal and able to let the pups latch onto the mum and get fed and make sure that each pup is fed regularly, so everyone is happy and contented. Obviously the pups aren't here yet, so we don't know about the cleaning regime. All we know is that we're going to get some nice antibacterial smelling solution so we can wipe this pen down, the whelping box, each day, and that we've got plenty of towels, hot water bottles and fresh covers, so each day everything get put on a hot boiled wash so this area is kept clean and sanitised. And that's really important, especially if your dog is going to be having a C-section. You need to make sure that the area is sanitised, and don't use a really strong smelling, overpowering antibacterial or disinfectant spray or cleaner, for the simple fact that you want mum to be able to smell the pups and the pups to be able to smell mum. Okay? Next thing I want to talk about is the room. So I can show you around the house of ideas where we thought we could potentially have the pups. So speaking to the vet, he said ideally you want a quiet room away from any other distractions and loud noises and people coming in and out. So this is like the hub of the house. I'll just show you the kitchen area. This is like pretty much where the whole family, workplace, everything goes on. So this is quite a busy room. It's quite a noisy room as well. So I was thinking, I did think about having utilising a bathroom upstairs, but we thought actually we would do it in the downstairs lounge. We'd convert that room to Boo Boo and the pups for when they first come back home. So if I'll just take you through here. So in here, you would say this is like the posh lounge. It won't be posh very long. On Thursday evening, I've got some plastic sheeting that I can literally lay on the floor with some masking tape, quite thick masking tape. So I've got a sectioned area here. So for whatever reason, if out of the whelping box, if there was some dollops of wee or poo or anything was to fall, it doesn't matter, it'll be put on a wipeable surface. So this room is a really, really quiet room. I was thinking about having the babies literally in the bay window because it's quite nice to have some natural light through. So when the puppies start to open their eyes, they get the sensation of day and night. So this room is a really quiet room, television's on in there, so we are going to work out like a rotated plan as to who's doing what times, so when one keeper checks in, the other one can check out, and we can make sure that we're all getting a good amount of sleep, because if you've got one person that's solely caring for mum and pups, it can be a really, really strenuous job. I've spoken to many people and they say it's the hardest thing they've ever done. Sleep deprivation and only having like literally an hour's sleep here, an hour's sleep there, not being able to have a solid night's sleep is a killer, and you need to be aware. And you also need to make sure you've got little collars on the pups so you can rotate them and you know who's been fed at what time. So I'll come and find out a little bit more information from Les and Mark, because they found out quite a bit of information as well. Oh, look at Boo Boo there, Mark. Look at Boo Boo. Look at my little princess. Sit down, Mark. So can you share the information, what's been told? Because I've not had a chance to speak to the vet. The vet was calling me, but...
Yes, what the vet said is she's going in at 10
On Tuesday.
on Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
And
Which vet? Not this one at Temple.
no,
Right.
Buchanan's vet
In Bagley.
Bagley.
Right.
Yeah. She's booked in for 10 o'clock in the morning, and hopefully between 10 and 2 she'll have had the operation, bonded with the babies, and by 2 o'clock in the afternoon I think they want to be flirting her out.
Right.
And Mark and I will be the proud grandparents
Oh.
of I don't know how many puppies.
It's very exciting.
It is exciting.
Yeah.
It's like Christmas time.
We will have everything here for her when she gets home and her little babies.
Oh.
And then Mark and I will be on the every 2 hour feed. Not feeding them ourselves.
Do you know what's going to be really strange actually is that I know obviously Buster's not going to be able to be around and Bella, but I mean how are they going to react, especially when the puppies get to a stage where they can be in a pen and they can actually see them like running around. It'd be quite interesting to see how Bella reacts and Buster. I mean Buster, he's got such a docile disposition. I'm hoping that he probably won't even notice that he's a proud daddy. He's going to be the daddy. He's going to be the daddy. Well, we don't know about Bella because Bella is wonderful with people, but she's not particularly great with other animals. I mean, obviously she's made a family here with Boo Boo and Buster, so I think she'll be quite, I don't know, I think she'll be quite aloof with the babies, to be honest, but that will be in quite a few weeks' time. So I'm going to get all my certification of Boo Boo and Buster's pedigree, yeah, because I need to start doing some research now, because depending on how big the litter is, we're not going to be keeping all the pups. So I've been told of a couple of websites. There's one's called Pets for Home, where you can register the parents, you can take pictures of the certification, so people will know the bloodstream of what's inside the dogs if they were looking to breed, or purely if they just wanted to purchase a pet just for, you know, family use. I'm hoping that we'll be able to keep one of the puppies, touch wood, if all goes well.
A bitch, hopefully.
Yeah, a bitch. But I've just told you I've got a premonition about the little boy with the patch in his eye, and I said that to Leslie quite some time ago. So we'll see, but we're definitely not going to keep all the puppies, so we will be looking to rehome them to a good home. making sure, but I will be quite stringent. I'll vet the people. I want to know exactly where they live, make sure that they have got the means to be able to provide for that dog, and that person's got time as well. Luckily for me, as much as my business is down the road, I've also got offices here, so I am at home most days. The staff here daily, so the dogs will always be looked after. The worst thing is if you are on your own, or if you and your partner have got very active lives and work commitments take you away from home, it's really sad to leave dogs at home. Dogs shouldn't really be at home on their own. Even if they've got a companion, they need adult stimulation, and they do get very lonely, and they get a lot of separation anxiety as well. So I want to make sure that person's lifestyle is conducive to actually having a puppy. So I will be quite stringent on rehoming the dogs, but I think this is the time now, and I've heard of a lot of people, believe it or not, that they actually put down deposits before the babies are born. So if they like the look of the parents and the dogs have got a really good bloodline, if you can start advertising them now prior to the babies being born, you do actually create a lot of interest, and by the time the babies are actually born, within the first couple of days, most of the dogs have normally gone. So I've been told. So that's my homework today.
They can't tell you what they're going through, and we haven't a clue when she's going to come into labour, and we really wanted to have a natural birth, but I think we're opting to go for a C-section because she's so tiny, and we're quite worried that she's going to have problems during the birth. I'd much prefer to have a natural birth, but it's actually almost more worrying than having a real baby, and because you can't tell you what they're going through themselves, and you have no idea when it's going to be. So we're just excited but worried for her, maybe because we just want it to be okay, because we all love her so much. I really don't know. I'm tempted to take her and get a C-section.
Oh yeah.
It's a difficult one because until she actually starts, she has had a few contractions where she's pushed a little bit, but she has been going a bit frantic and whatever, but until she actually starts giving birth, you don't know it until that point when it's almost too late if she has an issue and the baby gets stuck, but then of course it's too late, you'll lose a puppy.
I know.
So these are the unknown because she's so tiny, you don't know whether she will then have a problem until she actually the birth process. I've been given her water.
Right, I'm going to let that be the last person to go in now. No, when you go out, I'm not having anybody else coming in and out of here because it just alerts her every time. Cheers, thank you. Yeah.
There, yeah?
Right, yeah. Thanks, Nora.
If you need me, I'm going to go upstairs.
Who, where's Les gone?
She's in there.
Alright,
There we
we'll
go.
just don't let anybody else in here now.
Come on. Bit more. Here we are.
What do we do? What do you do? Do you want to get the scissors out now, Mark? Do you want to get the scissors?
There we go, baby.
Do you want the scissors, Mark? Do you want the scissors?
Yeah, I'll get the scissors out. Yeah, me too. Right. Oh, quick. Hurry up. I'm going to need some cotton in a minute as well.
Cotton to do what? There's the other one.
That looks alright. You can leave it quite a bit on it so you don't have it in an inch or two.
Yeah, you need to wrap it up in something now.
Let's get a lick in it and get it moving. There we go.
I'm going to bring the heat lamp in.
There we go. There we are. There we go. You've got this to do. Go again now, boo-boo. Come on. Come on, boo-boo, now. You need to get your act together. Come on. Come on now. Stop faffing around now.
That'll look all up. That'll look all up.
That's a good girl. There we go. There we go. Good girl. Good girl. Good girl. That's it. That's it. There we go. Nearly there. That's it. That's it. A bit more. One more. Careful, Bubba. One more.
Push it out, push it
Come on, Bubba. Come on. Careful. Got the scissors. It's another little blue one.
Oh my god.
Pete, put a towel in it. I'm just worried in case the blanket's a bit too thick.
So colour. Like a real dark charcoal. It's really shiny. That's it. That's it. That's it.
Hey?
We need to get the cotton ready.
Alright for a minute.
Alright, for a minute.
This is a tiny one, this.
She's had one. She's had one.
The only thing
So it's
is,
been a really,
is at the moment.
well, it's been quite emotionally draining today. We didn't realise, because the vets didn't give us an accurate figure of how many pups are going to be born. We all just guesstimated here at the Pickston household. Some people said 2, some people said 3. I said 5. Mark said 5. Funnily enough, Mark actually predicted today would be the day that she gave birth. Spooky Mark, I'm sure you are a Wiccan in disguise. Moving forward from that, we did book her in for a C-section tomorrow, and I'm really pleased that she's coming to birth naturally. Obviously Mark's been her birthing partner and support in the whelping box inside that enclosed area. When she's given birth to baby number 5, we obviously
not a
thought
bad
that was
thing.
it, so we tried to put some of the
Doing
pups
three at
on
a
to latch
time.
onto mum, and then
Because
lo and
you
behold,
couldn't get
surprise,
6 there
a
anyway.
surprise
So,
from up above,
to me,
the 6th baby
when
popped
you get
out.
up in the night and stuff, you get 3
Mum's
on.
really,
What we
really
might
tired
need to
now.
do is rotate
We all
the
feel like
soldiers
mentally
between
exhausted
the two to
because
get in.
having
baby
said
number
that,
4, pup number 4,
during that, a lot of
had a
dogs
lot
are
of
gonna be
breathing
feeding on us
difficulties. There was a lot of
anyway, 'cause they'll find a way
mucus
to
trapped in its airways.
nipples
So we've
anyway.
used a syringe. We didn't have any dropping pets to hand, so we used a
I don't
syringe to
really
try and
think
open
I'll
up the
feed you, but
airways,
no.
hold the
She's not gonna be
baby,
feeding off the same
head
seats
down,
all
make
the
sure
time,
its
but
head was quite
No, you
secure,
just
and
get
just
rotated.
wiggle the body
Yeah,
from
just
side
get
to side.
rotated.
So obviously hoping that
And then she'll
gravity
have to
would
turn
open up
over
the
and
airways,
use the other.
and the baby would naturally take a gulp of oxygen through its nostrils and also through its mouth passage.
Would you leave them on a bit
So
longer?
we're very
Yeah, yeah,
excited.
let them have
We've
a
got
big feed.
4 boy puppies
Let them have a big
and
feed
2
for now.
girls.
then out for
It's
it.
going to
Let
be a night
This is the
of
first
thick,
feed. Let 'em have
dark
ages and then
coffee
put the other
tonight,
3 on.
as I'm going to
I
be
believe
staying
more
up
on.
all night with Leslie and
Let 'em
Mark
all have a good
and making
feed for
sure
ages.
that the babies latch on. Obviously, when mum lies on one
This is
side, there's only
important,
3
the first
nipples exposed that the babies can latch onto, and there's 6 pups here, so
Good
we need
for
to make
babies,
sure that they're
like that's baby
rotating
used to
around
as well.
continuously. We're not totally
Can't
out of
leave
the
them there for
woods.
a
We
fair
were
while
very
and then-
worried about one of the babies, baby number 4, that seems to be breathing fine now, unaided without any help and support from us. But the next 3 days, I suppose, are really crucial to making sure that all the
Yeah,
babies
let
are
them
fed
have a
and there's
really
no
good feed, and then we can
historical
put the other
problems
3
with
on
the
and let them
pups.
have a
So,
really
touch
good
wood,
feed.
got 6 healthy puppies,
We'd have to
and make
sit
sure
with
that
them
mum's
while
fed
she's
and well
away.
rested, and babies are
At
fed
the
and well
sleep
rested
stage.
too. So, good morning. This is the first morning of the pups arriving. I've literally had no sleep. I've been on puppy watch the whole night. So we started off with placing Boo Boo in a whelping box, and I was just sat on a little plastic stool outside the whelping box, and it just really hurt my back, and I just felt that I wasn't as connected to her and the pups. So luckily I bought this sofa bed many years ago, and it's actually come in very, very handy. So I've managed to just pull the sofa bed out and get all the dog's blankets on here, and I'm able to lie with Boo Boo, which is really, really lovely. I can see the pups latch on. It is hard going, taking 2 shifts, 2-hour shifts, especially in the middle of the night, because you can't go to sleep at all. Because she rolls over, she gets restless, she can stand on her pups, even though she's fantastic, and she knows she's got to nurture and lay down and feed her pups. You will instinctively get some pups that are just very, very good at latching on, are very, very greedy, and others that aren't so dominant and they get left behind. So I'm working out like a rota system, and I've got 2 little pups that are squealers. They love to squeal, and the minute that they squeal, it makes Boo Boo feel really anxious, and she starts to get up and start to nest again. So I try, as soon as I hear the squealing, to accommodate those pups and try and get them latched on, so it just doesn't make mum feel agitated or stressed in any way. But they're just doing so well. Each and every one of them, I feel like they've already grown in the space of less than 24 hours. Boo Boo has a little bit breather. She'll continuously lick them all around the bum, because obviously they can't clean their own bottoms. And she has a little bit of a nibble on the umbilical cord. So when she does that, I tend to just sit back and let her clean her babies and just have baby time. But when she's feeding like this, we just basically cuddle. And I've got this really nice U-shaped cushion that I can use a backrest or just angle my head next to hers. I just keep telling her how gorgeous they are. So this morning we've had classical music on, and I've massaged mum's back and paws. So it's almost like being in a meditative state. Let's get back on. So this is, we are on day 10. I can't believe it. Yeah, day 10. So we've got to the stage now where the pups are actually urinating and they're starting to get discharge coming out of their bums. And what I can read in the book of bitches, Boo Boo instinctively licks it all up. So the puppies are kept fresh and they are scented by the mum. I just can't believe where the time has flown. This pampered pooch has turned into a proper prinny. We've been cooking fresh joints of meat daily for her so she can keep up good quality milk content. And we started feeding her by hand because sometimes when she's lying there at night, we know she's hungry, but she's very, very anxious and she doesn't want to leave the pups. So we started bringing bits of food in on a plate, and she started to refuse to eat it off a plate because she wants to be hand fed. So this is the joys of motherhood, being a pampered pooch. But she's really attentive. It's strange actually. I can't believe how maternal she is. You always kind of like worry because you hear stories, maybe she might reject them, maybe she might have some favourites. I don't really know what I was expecting, but whether I had to guide her or prompt her. Obviously I've read the book and I've read quite a bit online and watched a lot of YouTube videos, but instinctively she's just taken over. She is so protective. If I was to grab one of her pups, straight away she will come up and she will man mark me because she is not going anywhere without her pup. She comes in, she does a head count. She's lucky that she's got this space really away from the two dogs. We've not let Bella or Buster come in here at all, but I will plan on introducing the pups together with our other two dogs once all their eyes are open and probably a little bit more mobile. So once they're more mobile and their eyes are fully open, we've started to have 3 days ago some of the pups' eyes slightly open, which is magical to see. The eyes are like a bluey grey. They do change in time. And I've read a lot that their fur coats will change as well, so it's really difficult to give a distinctive colour of what the pups are going to be, because in the next 3 weeks' time they will change a lot, and probably by maybe week 5 or 6 we should kind of like know what colour the pups are going to be. So to reiterate, we had 2 gorgeous bitches and 4 beautiful boys, all healthy, thriving, doing well. In a weird kind of way, it's been beautiful how it's brought like peace and harmony into the home. We've managed to get a rota where we've got people doing the night shift, so Boo Boo's never left on her own. Who's that? Who's that? Who's that moaning? So we're going to introduce you to all of them, all with the bees. So this is Boris with a little dark stripe down him, and his sister Betty. Ooh, this is Bruce on top here. We're very, very pleased that he's still here because he was actually born not breathing. We have got Billy Boy under here. He was a firstborn. We've got Bertha here, our other little girl. And we have Bertie in the corner there. I don't know if you can see me, looks like a little mink. Well, someone's not happy. I don't need to find out who that is. Is that Bruce? Bruce, is that you? Do you want to go on your mummy? Do you want to... Oh, someone's done a buffer, I can smell it. I've actually like lost track of days. We are February the 25th today and the pups were born on the 8th. So 2 weeks old. I cannot believe the size of them. Do you know, the one thing I'm really worried about is I put my 4 boys up for sale and I haven't had one inquiry through yet. That is really, really bizarre. I'm getting a little bit worried because I don't want to be left with like 9 dogs. I think a lot of people wait for the simple fact that when the pups get to about 4 or 5 weeks, you can actually see and determine what colour the pups are going to be. They've all started to open their eyes, but the eye colour is like a dark steel grey, and they've still got chance for their eyes to remain the same colour or go slightly lighter. Some of them can have quite piercing blue or green eyes. That's not going to be determined at this stage yet, with the pups only being 2 weeks old. So, a friend of mine who's just sold his litter of French Bulldogs has told me to wait until the pups are 5 weeks, take them to the vets for the first set of injections, and the vet will determine, looking at the paperwork, what colours the pups are going to be, and then that's a better way to then remarket the pups. When you know what colour they're going to be, you can see their eye colour distinctively, and they obviously get their own personality, so it's quite nice at this stage. They kind of like shuffle about. These fleecy blankets are constantly going in the wash. The babies poop. Bella's doing a wonderful job of cleaning up the excrement that they leave, but still they do soil quite a lot. But the time between feeding is the longer periods now where mum can have a bit more independence. prior to them getting to this stage, it was like a feed every 5 minutes. So reading the books that tell you they feed every hour to every 2 hours, that didn't happen for us in this litter. It was literally every 5 minutes. It'd be suck for 10 minutes, sleep for 5 minutes, back on. So it was quite tiresome for the first 10 days. But these pups are really, really thriving in size now. We've weighed them every single day. Bruce, the tiniest one, the special one, the one who was born, who wasn't breathing, he has managed to gain weight, not as much as the others, as you can see, comparison in size to Boris, who is our biggest boy. He's a beautiful colour. I'm just in love with all of them, to be honest. I'm saying all this about advertising them, but when it comes to the day where they do actually go, I'm going to be mortified. I've really enjoyed, in between working from home, coming in here and have a little cuddle with the pups and seeing them change. And they've got 2 that whinge continuously. So you just start to see the personalities, and even like the way they sleep, it's so relaxing. I think it's just a wonderful experience. I'm really pleased that I was able to experience seeing the pups being delivered at home, having the chance to be, hello little man. Hello. Hello. Are you just awake? Are you just awakies? Hello. Hello. Oh, this is Billy Boy. Hello, Billy Boy. Hello, Billy. One thing they hate being weighed. They hate being weighed. They all scream, don't they? I can't wait to see them taking the first steps. Hello, Billy Boy. This is the first time Buster is about to see his pups. I've been really dubious as to bringing Buster where Mummy's been, where Boo Boo's been with her pups. She's really territorial, and the minute she even hears a noise or gets a whiff that someone's outside this door, all hell breaks loose. So I've just put Buster on his harness. I just want to introduce him slowly. I don't know what his reaction is going to be, but these are his pups and he is the daddy. I don't think it's even noticed.
Come on, Buster. Come and have a look.
He's frozen.
What's he doing? Come and have a look at your babies. Come and these are your babies.
Come on, have a look. Come on, Buster. He don't want to go.
He's nervous.
Is he?
Oh, he's nervous. He's not
He
sure.
nervous.
Come on, Buster. Come and have a look at your babies. Look.
Come on.
Look at your babies.
Oh my God, he's just not
I'm
moving.
not sure what to think. Come on. So I can see a bit.
Whoa.
Make sure you keep it locked in that. Look at the babies. Look at the little babies. Are you daddy? Yeah.
He wants some more. It's a lot too much for him to take in. There's a proud daddy of 6 pups.
These are your smelly pups. They poo everywhere like you.
He's not quite sure, is he? Is he registered that the pups? Do you reckon he knows that the pups?
So. I'll pick one up in a minute. Oh yes, hey little Bertie. Look.
Oh,
Look, a little Bertie.
that is so cute.
Look.
That is so cute.
Look. That's your little baby. They're your little babies. They're your babies. Yes. They're your babies.
Don't think he'd attack him, do you?
No. No, I don't think so. And it's soft. Yes, they're your little babies. Yes.
Oh.
Make sure you keep him on a tight lead just in case so it's locked. He's alright though. Let him have a good sniff. He needs to have a good sniff. And yes. Yes, they're your babies, aren't they? Yes. They're smelly just like you, aren't they?
Oh.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
don't quite know what to make of all this. It's like, what?
No, just having a good sniff. That's what
Right.
they go on smells and
I'm gonna go on
scents.
there, but whoa, make yourself comfy, mate. Make yourself comfy.
The smells. Okay, they love it in there, this basket. They're so snuggled in there.
He's got the same head.
Did you see Buster at this age then?
Yeah, I saw him when he was a week old. But it was double the size of every other pup. The other pups were like Bruce's size, and then he would look like that. But I mean, she's looked after 24 hours a day. So those pups always are put on the boob. She's fed the best food. She doesn't feel left out or withdrawn because she's constantly being stroked, constantly being talked to. She gets chaperoned to the toilet. She gets hand fed. So there's no worries, is there, for mum? She's not going to feel any sign of depression or low mood.
She's really good.
Yeah. I can't believe that this day is here. This is like the last time. Oh my god, I feel myself choking up. That I'm going to see all the pups together. I mean, Mark, God bless him, he's been like our saviour. He's been the star trooper by bringing the pups into the world, labouring with Boo Boo and watching the dogs take the first breath, open their eyes up after 10 days, take the first mouthful of food, listen to commands. It's just been like, I don't know, one of those experiences in life that until you've experienced it, do you realise how wonderful and magical it is. Oh gosh, I'm really going to miss them, aren't I, Mark?
Oh no, it's ridiculous how much you get attached to them. No, I wish we were keeping them.
And I've really struggled actually letting them all go. I've decided to keep one. I think for Boo Boo's sanity as well, because she's been such a fantastic mum. She's been such an amazing mum. I think to take all the pups away from her.
I think we should be relieved if it's absolute.
Yeah.
No.
Come on, look a bit closer. I'll just.
Look at it.
We've got who we got in here?
Okay, now you.
Oh, that's little Betty. Hello, Betty. This is Boris, but everyone's going to a very loving home. So Betty is going with her brother Bruce, who was really special to us because he was born not breathing. This is Boris. This is Billy Boy. Underneath there, his little tiger stripes. He's the one that we're going to keep. There he is. Hello, Billy Boy. He's got the biggest ears you've ever seen. And then we've got Bertie. His owners cannot wait. They FaceTime Mark like every day because they can't wait to see him. And then we've got Bertha here, who I just adore. And little Bruce at the end there. So this has been our journey from start to finish. Tomorrow they will go to their own homes. I'm going to keep in touch with all the owners, obviously.
He's been amazing. Buster, they play with him and he absolutely loves it. He loves just having a little tug around and play and they'll bite him and he's just